And so the double date, this is what I wanted to get to right here. And so are you guys related at all? No.
My best friend.
Who is?
She is.
Okay, I can see that. How long y'all been together? Y'all look like y'all been together a while.
4 years married now.
4 years married now. Why'd you say it like that? It was just on some Mark Twain shit. Like it sounded 4 years married now. Talk like Forrest Gump. I've been with her 4 years married now. It's just what I did when I saw her. I just said, life's like a box of chocolates. 4 years married now, Jenny. All right, 4 years. How long y'all been together?
Over a year and a half.
A year and a half? Now, when you guys look across the table at each other, which one of y'all ain't gonna make it?
We ain't gonna make it, okay?
Y'all gonna make it? But they didn't agree. They were like, shut your dumb ass up. That's how they looked at you, like you'll get fired right along with them.
Well, right along with sadness, shit.
You guys know each other? What the just happened? He's like, yeah, like that over there. Shut up, Adrian. Is that your ex?
No, those are my old co-workers.
It's okay. Jesus Christ. So you used to work with him?
I used to be his boss, yeah.
You were his boss?
Yes.
And you fired him. That's why he was like, right along with her?
No, he left. He found something close enough.
He left? Did it make you sad?
Yeah. Yes, she cried. Cried 5 times. She cried 5 different times the day he left.
She what?
I cried a few times.
She cried 5 different times the day he left.
She cried 5 different times the day he left?
Lying. No.
Wow, Adrian. Okay, Rocky.
No, I cry at everything.
Uh-oh.
I cry at everything. I cry 5 times a day all the time.
She's like, to be clear, I cry about everything. He's not special. Nah, he knocked your little back.
Just 2 days ago.
You took your glasses off and put them on his nightstand. Adrian. Y'all gonna have a weird drive home. It ain't got shit to do with me. I was just sitting here. All that just popped off. Yeah, Adrian. A black woman would be like, who the fuck is in this calling you out by name? She cool with it, I guess. She was like, lo siento, por favor. Wow. What up, beautiful people? It's your boy Nate Jackson. It's another episode of Opinionated, one of the world's best podcasts, and we are live from Tacoma, Washington at Nate Jackson Enterprises Studios. Trent Cotton is on sound, audio, visual producing the show, and I'm in the chair. We are rusty. I'm not even gonna hold you. We have been in this thing moving lights, moving Legos, moving mannequins, setting up the Zippix Energy. So you guys know who sponsors the show. Make sure you get Zippix if you're trying to quit smoking. This is a non-invasive way to where other people don't know that you got effort. No patches, none of that nonsense, man. It's just a toothpick you put in your mouth, nice and inconspicuous. And if anything, you look like a player. You know what I'm saying? One of them old school players from the Himalayas, and you also helping yourself quit smoking by having a little bit of nicotine in your system that makes you not chase that dragon on a vape or on Black and Milds or Newports or whatever tickles your fancy. So check out Zippix, and we're back. So literally without a run sheet of what we're gonna talk about, we just gonna get into different shit that's been happening. One, The reason why there has been inconsistency at all with this podcast is because we've entered a new chapter, a new ladder rung of career that has required me to have a little bit more of a presence in Southern California to film for Bad Monkey Season 2, which I'm telling you now is going to be fucking epic. Bad Monkey Season 1 was awesome. Vince Vaughn, absolute star, all the supporting cast. I mean, come on. It's phenomenal. And so now it's back, Season 2, Bad Monkey, and I'm on there, and I don't want to spoil it, but I'm in every episode. So that's a major win. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why things got uprooted and upended as like the sold out Australia tour is because I thought that when I first booked it, it was for 2 episodes with a possible 2. So for it to go from that to like 8 or 10 or whatever the full episode order is of the thing is absolutely massive. And at this level, like I've literally heard extras sharing, like, dude, I'm so glad to be a part of this production. Like, I walked by in that last scene 2 times. I hope they use that edit. Like, you didn't even get to speak. Then there's like, I saw, they're like extras action, background action. They go into their shit, and an extra's in the wrong spot, and the director's like, get that motherfucker off the screen. Like, she damn near out headed home crying because now you're not on screen. Now you're not pictured. Dog, we did a premiere for The Office, for the paper. I'm in episode 1, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. I showed 1 through 4. My mom was underwhelmed. When you gonna be in it some more, baby? Like, you don't see that this is a blessing that I'm even in this at all? If that was all I had, that's enough. That's a blessing. But to think that I'm in 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10 for another 5 episodes, pandemonium, man. And you have to earn that. I don't know it's just God. It's God. It's being raised a certain way. It's communicated a certain way. It's being cool as fuck. It's being prepared. It's being available on time, ready to work, and showing that you're serious about your craft. I've been doing this shit 24 years, acting for 15. I'm ready. I'm way over ready for the roles that I'm getting and stuff. So by the time we get to it, I'll let you know when I'm like, yo, this is truly a challenge, and I'm going to have to dig into a place I've never been to pull this off to be this character. But for now, I am loving being this character. And I mean, I'm doing scene work with John fucking Malkovich.
Which is crazy.
If you don't know who that is, shame. In this world of all the things to know and all the things to do and all the things to try and be well versed in, or at least know a little bit of something about, John Malkovich should be one of those things that fits in that. If the world blows up and aliens come, or 2 people are left and they come back and dig up a time capsule of what American art was, or what acting was, or what thespian work was, John Malkovich's name would be listed in that work. That's how phenomenal he is. And to be opposite him, like, I am soaking up so much game. It's ridiculous. Soaking up. I'll give you an example. And I'll share this, and I don't know if I have already or if I'm even fucking allowed to. I'm sharing it. We're on set, and as an actor, you're going to go in and they want to see you rehearse it, not to see if you even know it. That's a given. Not to see where you're going to take the scene when you add emotion. That's all that is a given. You're rehearsing it so that all the cameramen can see the blocking, so they can see where you might go, what you might move into, what's the best line of sight, where your eyes should go, because the actor might be right there, but it looks best if you look right there. To capture all of that. While you're doing that, everywhere you stop, stand, move, touch, or whatever, there's somebody literally quietly putting tape on the floor. You're just making an organic decision, and they're like, tape, 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 tape. So then when you go, like, okay, first mark, that's A mark, B mark, C mark, D mark. Hey, man, we might need to cut. Like, hey, can you just move to 2 of those spots just for the sake of camera, right? Also, they need to know what lenses to use, because if you're going to be right here, this is probably, something in the 100 range. If I'm going to be closer, that's probably something with a nifty 50 or a 65, and these are different fields of range, right? And focal points that they're trying to capture, and for the show to look as beautiful as possible. So I'm sitting down about to act in the scene, or actually, I was acting the scene, but I was not the subject of the cameras. The cameras were all on Malkovich. This was one of the takes where it's like I'm doing my lines, but he's interacting with me, but I'm not on camera. It's a multi-camera. It is a single cam show with multi-cameras pointing at the single camera angle. This is his angle, 3 shots of coverage. And where he's at, he moves all the way across the space. I don't want to spoil anything, but he moves all the way across the space from one side of it to the next. So he goes from one piece of tape while saying his lines flawlessly and all the emotion and fully embodying this character to the second tape and does it all seamless without you seeing a glance, without you seeing him look down. Super smooth, right? Like as far as peripherals go, a piece of tape down at your feet is not in your peripheral. You can walk up like, I feel like I just saw it before I walked forward, but your eyes don't go that far down. Like, I know I'm standing directly on this tee. His did, without looking. Gets to the shot. We shoot it. He gets the shot. He lands the rest of this monologue, which was fucking beautiful and dangerous and wild. And then they're like, cut. And the director's like, John, could you step forward a little bit? And so, like, the technical part, like, could you step forward a little bit because we want you more forward in the frame of the camera that you're walking towards. He looks down. He doesn't say much. Most people are like, leave him alone on set. He's like the white whale over there. You don't bother him. But I'm watching. And I see for the smallest split of a second, he looked down. He saw where the tape was. He was dead on it. A tiny brow furrow. Like, quick. Like, right? Like, I did my job. I did exactly what the fuck I was supposed to do. And you didn't capture it? Quick. Wasn't indignance. Wasn't whatever. It was just like, I'd happily nail this again. You know what I'm saying? The guy comes in, moves the tape 1 inch forward. John's like, that's unnecessary. Out loud, he goes, are we shooting on a 65 camera? Is this a 65 millimeter? And like, yes, it is. Like, So I'm in frame, but just how much further from the side of the frame would you like? Without seeing a monitor anywhere, he knows the lenses to know where he's at. It's cutting him off at about the ear. He's like, so it cut me at around the ear to the back of my head, shoulders, and so you want my whole? I got it. Does it again, nails it, bam, comes forward, crushes that shit. And then they're like, cool, next setup, right? Which means cameras are moving, we're going to do other angles, lighting is moving and all of that. And he goes, they go second team in, which means all our body doubles come in so we can stop being on set. 2 of the cameramen go, what the fuck? Like, these are professional cameramen. I knew what I just saw was rare for someone to know the lens focal length and where their positioning was. Like the expertise, the amount of shooting shit you got to do. Like, what lens is that? Because I know my buddy was in. Like, that's crazy. No monitor for reference. Both cameramen, when he walked out the scene, were like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw.
That's the kind of shit I'm on set learning. When they go, hey, we're going to do a new setup, me and the cameraman, I go to the camera, I'm like, we're going to shoot this on a 115? We're going to shoot this on a 50? What are we doing, 65? What are we doing? They're like, 45, 120. You're close. You're getting better, Nate. You're getting better. Like, that's a whole thing that I'm trying to get, because I want to soak it all up. I got to be to the point to where I'm on set and I'm aware of my surroundings and what's going on to the point that I can then disregard it. Does that make sense? Like, there's actors that are like, I don't give a fuck about where no cameras are. I'm just going to act. Well, unfortunately, that's not the best way to capture the best art. You can deliver the best monologue in the history of the fucking world, and your face is 2 degrees off from the perfect light. It is not the best monologue in the world now. because every time you made a face or you made an expression or you changed a thing, you weren't lit right. And you could be like, yo, lighting, that's their job. Or you could be aware of where it is and play to the light. You could not stand directly in front of a window and be backlit without a front light that they've already got intended for. So what I'm trying to do is pick up all of that. And it's happening. I already was like, I was good at internalizing the content, good at being an actor. Within a certain range. Like there's some characters I'm like, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But if it, like, my wheelhouse is expanding, what I feel comfortable with attacking and doing as an actor has expanded. It's not just characters that are like me, right? That's the first ladder rung of acting. Like, can you do somebody that is you? Can you play you on camera without it feeling like you're acting? Then the next step up, can you play a character? Can you play a character that you have at least been around in life? Can you be a pastor? Can you be a dad? Can you be now it's like, can you be a fucking Black Hawk pilot without ever even being in a Black Hawk, without ever like, okay, well, let me watch them. So let me get some references. Let me ask it. Like, so now I can do the R&D and to develop the research and development to get to where, anyway, the homework and prep and all that I'm learning. I'm there, like to see how prepared he is, to see how prepared Vince is, to see how fast Vince can go from looking at a piece of paper that he's never seen before and the lines that are on it that were just written to internalize, and then like fucking we're acting within 10 minutes and he's saying the entire page flawlessly, then saying the entire page with the Vince Vaughn, I don't know if it's a colloquialism or those inserts that he makes that have so much specificity that it's like it's almost like he's hung up on that part before he moves on to the main goal of it, which he's done in every movie. So you know what I'm talking about if you're familiar with Vince Vaughn. But it's just been fantastic to get to know everybody in here, and makeup and wardrobe and props and set design and transportation and to like have actual relationships with these people where they're like, when are you performing next? When are you gonna be in the city? When are you gonna? It's a whole nother level. Not to mention working with Bill and being able to foster an actual relationship with one of the greatest comedy directors ever, and that now is two. Because Greg Daniels is one, and Bill's the second. Bill is Doozer. That's a huge fucking. They do Scrubs right now at the same time. They did Ted Lasso. They did like you can look up his IMDb and you're gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Was there ever like a moment? Because I was just curious, just looking at John Malkovich's filmography and what he's been in. I'm just remembering like, oh shit, yeah, he was in Con Air. He was in Rounders, which is one of my favorite movies, and then
being John Malkovich
and of Mice and Men. Like they made us watch that movie in school. But was there ever like a
to
moment,
learn film?
Right. So exactly, and he played the handicapped dude.
Dog, he sings, he composes music, he's a playwriter, he's a movie writer, he's an actor, a director, he's been a DP. He's done every part of this game.
So was there a moment when
in multiple languages? English, French, he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally has he's locked in Romania, dog. Like, insane. But is there a what?
I was going to say, was there a moment? Obviously, you want to be professional. You're on set. You're like, I want y'all to keep having me back. But was there a moment when you were either acting with him or after a scene or some kind of downtime where you kind of like fanned out, where you was like, yo, like, because that's John Malkovich. I mean, never in your wildest dreams when you was growing up in Lacey, Washington, as a little snot-nosed kid.
I never had snot, nigga. I was just a little fat kid, nigga. I was a fat kid, but I was clean and I was well kept. It was not a part of my life where I was snotty boogery, nigga. I get what you're saying, but goddamn, nigga. Like, you're a shitty little boy covered in dirt.
Like, that's an absurd goal and or dream to even speak.
No.
I'm just saying.
I can answer that question from what you've already got out of it because of the way my mind works. But I will say, that's not an absurd dream. That wasn't even one of my dreams. We are beyond my vision board. We're beyond my vision board. I one day want to have this, or I want to be able to do that. The things that I aspired towards and wrote down and vied for and prayed on are now this easy to do. We're way beyond. We're way beyond my vision board. We're in the territory of wildest dreams or normal shit now. Like, I just dapped up Martin Lawrence. And we talked. And he, like, what? It's a whole nother. I'm taking it all in stride, humbly, that to take it all by grace. But yeah, there's a moment you're looking at Malkovich act across a table from you, not across the room, not with another person. You're the other person in the scene. How do you not just watch his fucking mouth move? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you not just stare at the crown of his head?
Oh,
Like,
look,
wow.
those are John Malkovich's teeth right there.
Jesus
Like, he got a little
Christ.
something right there.
Look at his eye. Or like, you know, and actors of that caliber have mastered every muscle in their face, and they use them on purpose. They're doing the under the eye muscles. They're knowing to bite the jawline. They're knowing like just a tweak in the head.
Everything's intentional.
Everything's intentional, and the smallest idiosyncrasies on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You said a thing, and they just sat there dead. You said a thing, and one eyebrow went up. You said a thing, and they went without saying anything. That's That's what? Because the worst thing you want to do as an actor is say your thoughts. We should be able to see it. If you walk into a thing, you go, man, I'm fucking lost. Nigga, you're a terrible actor. We should see that you're lost. We should see it. I'm watching all that. I'm forthright, and we've gotten to the point now where I'm like, they're like, cut. I'm like, nigga, that was genius, nigga. Like, yeah, damn, John. Boy, everybody acting like this shit normal. Nate, calm down. Now y'all calm down, man. You didn't see what this nigga just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're cool, bro. I mean, I have his number, dog.
Yeah.
What? To be like, let me know if you're ever in the Northeast and I'm available. I'd love to come to a show, Nate.
That's how he talks for real.
Yeah, he talks like they're like, cut that one time.
Because you'll hear that in some of those movies. Like I just watched Opus, which is a weird fucking movie, but he's got that like dialect. He's got that that tone. I was thinking like, I wonder if he's just putting emphasis on it when he's on screen.
Potentially, but I mean, like, yes, it is. It's you know what I'm saying. It's a heightened of it of think like it's like while he talks, you also can watch him find the thought to say, even though he already has it all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of mastering. You know what I'm saying? But if you watch Red, which was a silly movie,
right?
He bodied that, and it didn't require all that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't require all that. He literally walked out the bushes with like a fucking fake rabbit on his head holding a crossbow, and just was like, welcome back. Like it's a difference. There's levels to this shit, and I acknowledge every time I see a thing. Yeah. I might not do it right on the spot, but we break for lunch, and we end up under that tent when we're back getting mic'd up and shit, and I'm like, man, before we went to lunch, bro, you did some shit. John, man, god damn. He's like, it's part of the job. I learned that when I was a young man working for the French Repertory, and I wrote for the Ballet of Romania. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are you from? You talk like you were born in a vineyard, nigga. Like, where are you? I'm from Podunk, Illinois. My brother sounds like Jethro Boogieson. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Nah, man, it's so.
What's something like?
It's nuts, and I feel like if I lock in, like I could have a fucking really good Malkovich impression. Even when we do rehearsals, like if I'm the first one to set, because they're like first team in, right? Bam, I'm first one on set. I want to be the first one or the last one off, right? So I get in and I'll be like, all right. They're like, so what's the scene we're about to run? I'll read it. I'll be like, the character comes in from the left side. He's surprised to see da. Then, and I'm not saying no characters. Then I'll just say Malkovich. Malkovich, what's that over there? Did anybody see that? Then Nate. Yeah, we saw it. That's crazy. Then, Sophia, right? So I'm on set before. I'm like, all right, so we all walk in from the left. What is that in the window? Did y'all see that? Like I do all the characters. And the show has a narrator. So I'll even get to that point and I'll be like, the white frosty picks typically occur when the toothpick becomes dried out and the ingredients oxidize. Like, I'll do all of that, and I'm just in there fucking around, changing all the voices, having fun. Then they show up on set, and John walks up, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was doing my rendition of your voice. And he's like, this is motherfucker, it's great. But we're good, bro. Like, that's like me and Vince Vaughn I'm like, what's up, bro? Hugging, dap hug. You know what I'm saying? It's insane.
What's like something that you can take from John Malkovich or Vince in acting that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that was good. I think I could put that in my bag.
Let it breathe. Forward. Let it breathe.
Would you expand on that?
Because it's like you're gonna say what's on the script. You believe and you trust the writers and the director and everybody that contributed to what you're holding, the work that you have. It's like, all right, cool. We got a base plate. We did it. We did exactly what the paper says. Now, what are the thoughts or improv that your in character may potentially add to this? And through listening, because once you say it, somebody's listening to you, they're responding with the thought that the action that fits what you just said. You need to listen to that. And listening, truly listening, is not, and this is what a lot of people do. I've said it before, but you even, let's say not even acting. In a conversation with someone, you're speaking to the person, then they're speaking back. You have formulated a thought for what you're going to say next, and your mind is waiting for the opening to say that, rather than having an open palate, fully receive what's said, then formulate the thought. Like true listening, true conversation should be a thing is said, a pause. Received, cogitated, processed, a thing is said, pause. That's why arguments are so ridiculous, because
no one's listening.
No one's listening, and you're just trying to get your shit off, right? And then you end up being like, we need to have this conversation at a different time, because I want to have it in a way where I get off all my shit and it's all been said, because I didn't feel like I said it all, right? And then you want the person to hear it all, and you want them to respond the way you've already imagined, determined that they should, right? There's a difference between listening, hearing, and adhering, right? Like if I say, Trenton, I think da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you go, well, Nate, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I go, fuck all that, we're going to do everything I just da-da-da-da-da. Or I go, okay, let me consider everything you just said. My first thing, yes. Your second thing, I like that better than what I thought. The third thing, let's talk that out a little bit more, and then let's go with it. That's true collaborative conversation, thinking, thought processing, moving the needle in a positive way, where that's positive. But even in an acting situation, you're building a scene together. You are collaborating together to get us to a point. Are we getting a laugh? Am I letting you be the one that gets that big punchline? If you just said something funny and we're going to do another take, I'm like, hey, make sure you nail that. And now that I know you're saying that, I'll set that up a little bit better, without giving away that I know you're going to say it. Mm-hmm. Because I can act I can blank face it the same way I just blank faced it, or I can be just as excited as I was on some people cannot do that. And so what I've learned the most from Vince is like, let it breathe. Like, okay, we're going to get our base plate. They could literally be like, perfect, done, wrap it, whatever. Or we can do another one. Let's have some fun. Vince is big on let's have some fun. And what I found is a lot of times that let's have some fun shit be what ends up on it. It's also what makes it pop. It's also what's in the comments or our favorite moments from things. You know what I'm saying? Easy.
Classic scene.
Like it might have just been like
that was the funniest part of that movie to me.
Yeah, but they might have just had like, hey, poke fun at him.
Yeah.
Pick his spirits up. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's he's doing the goddamn Roger Rabbit and all that. You're like, what? Right? Or dodgeball, when you go and you're looking at the different moments where like, then that's the thing. That's the thing. You want to be able to play with it and have fun. You know what I mean? And trust me, I'm a fan of Vince Vaughn. Flat out. So when he's walking down some stairs and straight towards me and I gotta be in it. I have to, for real. Like I don't want to be enamored by the moment. It's surreal. I'm listening my ass off to give back the best thing I can from everything I got, every chop I got, every moment on stage of improv I've ever had. I want to take whatever he said to the next level so he can take what I just said to the next level so that I can take what he just said to the next level. And then when they go cut, uproarious laughter from all around the set and all of that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And when I say chops, I mean the expertise, I mean the knowledge, right? So this may be too technical, but like, in comedy, things are funny in threes. Things are funny that have more plurifiers. Things are funnier, and a plurifier is a word that's pow, pop, tap, boom, pop, tang. The reason that this thing is on here on this mic is to keep from plurifiers popping and all through the episode. But that shit is funny, right? Like, booger is a funny word off top. But if I was to say nose nugget, nigga, that nose nugget like that, it just is a funnier way to say it. Also, holding it to the last word so that it actually punches the end of the line. Like all of that is stuff that I know innately because I've done this long enough to know that, and my mind processes that rapidly. What's the funniest way to say that? Hold that till the end, right? And we're all on set doing that same shit. Everyone's doing, ooh, I love when you said bye-bye. You said these 3 things, but I think you should say that second one for third and put the third one second. Oh, yeah, no problem. Boom, we go into the scene. It was no fucking thought. Bam. Or if I was thinking I was going to say that note or whatever, and they're like, cut. I wait because the director may come straight in, and nine times out of 10, thinking this is not Little League, bro. This is the real fucking deal. That as soon as they're like, cut, from over an overhead or somebody walking in, when you did that list of 3, the second one should go third. We thought that was hilarious. The writers come in, clipboards. Man, it was so funny when you said, but move that to the end. Also, just play with that right there. Like, have some fun. What other words and what other things could you call that right now? I was like, oh, shit, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the big motherfucking leagues. And it I may have something I'm thinking like, I think we should have, I thought we should have. You know how many times I don't have to say a motherfucking thing? Because, and that's if Vince doesn't even correct. Let me get one more. And then he corrects it himself on the spot. I'm like, woo, fuck. And I got to listen to number 1, number 2, that's now number 3, or number 3, that's number 2, and I got to hear it all like it's the first time I ever heard it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if his inflection changes, that should change how I respond. Every time we go action, I should not be a fucking robot to do it exactly the same way every time. Right. True listening is, this time you lean forward. Well, then I'm going to lean forward too. Now we're face to face. Or he leaned back. Well, I'm going to lean back too. Well, that creates too much space. Well, if he leans back, I'm going to lean into that space too. Now I'm the dominant person. So my next line better feel dominant. Yeah. You don't lean forward into a motherfucking face and then say some passive shit. And that's just knowing body language and how people talk and the way you are and anything you watch act. So I'm learning a lot, bro. But main lesson I would say from Vince, have fun. One, in the scene, and it's a prerequisite to know your shit before you can have fun. If you don't know your shit, you're in there you're worried about, like, I got to get this line. Like, what's the fucking word and how's the thing? But if you already know that, now we can play with it. Now we can add to some more. And you know when you're in a scene with somebody, you're like, this motherfucker hanging on to the words. To be like, could you spin while you say your line? Would just fuck somebody, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You think Keke Palmer can't walk into a set, say her line, and spin, dance, and do a fucking heel tap?
Yeah, that is, when it's kind of like comedy, like if you know your set, because you gave me that advice, like you shouldn't do your set the same way every time. Like, you know what you're saying, change it up. And since you told me that 2 years ago, I do that all the time. But yeah, like when you know your stuff,
doesn't give you more freedom.
Yeah, you like, I'll jump up in our 1 foot or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. Because you see your shoe untied. Now you know you can tie your shoe while you do it, or you coughed, or somebody heckled. You know how to jump right back into your shit from a point.
How long do you get from they send you the script to you need to know it and we're
You get the script at midnight. You get the full script, then that's the thing that's kind of, I can't talk too specifically about Bad Monkey, but it usually you may get an entire episode, the full episode, when they start, like the day before they're going to shoot the full thing, so you can internalize all 30 pages or 45 pages or whatever, right? You can internalize the whole thing to get a feel for what's going on, and that matters a lot too. Like a lot of times, if you're reading a full script all the way through, it's not about the lines that your character says. It is literally about everything else happening in the episode. Because then when you go to actually look at your lines with that perspective of knowing everything that's going to happen in the episode, you may say something different. You might withhold the way you say something so that it makes a more poignant point when the thing happens, and it ain't even got shit to do with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I might pull a line because I'm like, as a choice that I made, to be like, I don't want to give that away later. And they might walk in, the director walked in, you missed this line? Yes, but that wasn't because it was a mental error or a lapse. I did that because I know that later on in this episode, such and such happens, and I thought that, bam, bam. And they might be like, or they might be like, facts, but this other thing happens that we just added. And so if you say that, we need you to say that so we can misdirect tomorrow when you ain't even shooting, so they don't even inspect that this is the thing that happened or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the level that we're on, that like literally down to the word, the sentence, the whatever. And there's a script supervisor. There's a lady that walks in and is like, actually, the word is this, and there's a comment, and it says but. You said and, right? I don't have to interact with that lady anymore because I've made such strong choices and made things funnier and punched up stuff to the point that I'll walk up to her and be like, I know that was all over the place. I'll get it right on this next one. She's like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm studied. I've done my work. So if I'm fucking up or something, I'm like, I'm aware of it. The worst thing you can have is somebody who is fucking up and is unaware of the fucking up. You just did a paragraph and it's all over the fucking place. And you're like, cool? What? I did the same paragraph. It's all over the place. I'm like, can I get another one of those? And then the next time I do it, it's not all over the place. It's in the right way. I'm not looking for the thing. Whatever I was thinking about that made it be all over the place, I got that off of me now. Now my nerves are good. Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes it can literally be like, I'm telling you, they'll say like, yeah, the character's right there. But for real, it is a better look if you look right there. It just looks better. And you walk out and you start saying your line and your eyes pop to the character. In your mind, you go, fuck, I'm supposed to be looking right there. Well, now you know that's going to look stupid. And even though they can edit around that, in your mind while you're saying all the rest of your lines, you're like, nigga, I know the beginning was fucked. I looked over there. Can I get another one? My eye line was off. And they'll even appreciate that because if they missed that your eye line was off, they'll glad we caught it while we got this whole fucking thing and we could catch it again.
Right.
Or two, we were just about to walk in and tell you your eye line was off. So the fact that you're cognizant of it is another level of what, like, this shit is heady as fuck at the same time as, like, maybe the best performance lives in a space where you aren't thinking about all that shit. But I think you got to overthink to underthink. I need to know all of the shit that's going on so I can decide what's not important.
Mm-hmm.
And then do the things that matter the most to the moment.
And when is season 2 slated to drop? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But it should be spring, I think.
And it's on Apple, everybody. I started watching
Season 1 is on Apple.
Season 1 is on Apple TV. They got a free, 2-month trial going on right now.
Man, you should buy that shit. Apple TV has
just
some of the
activated.
best shows right now. Pluribus is on there.
Oh, Pluribus is dope.
Ooh, it's crazy. Why didn't
dude-
we think of that?
Dude, I know.
Why didn't we think of that? Why? Like, I get that there's some big ass shots, but with AI, bro, we could have been like, turn all the lights off in Seattle right now. Like, it would have did it.
Yeah, easy.
We should do Bluribus, nigga. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good show. It's the dude I like how the dude, maybe he's got the creator, the same dude who did Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a connection with New Mexico, but this show is
Albuquerque connected,
Yep.
and he's using the same actors from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
That's
shit,
Skylar
it is.
from Breaking Bad.
That's Skylar?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Skylar. Oh,
No. That's not Skylar. That was his assistant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The attorney,
yes.
Saul.
Yeah. Okay. She's a good actress.
Great.
That's a great show. But yeah,
She's gonna win so many awards because when you watch it and she irritates you, you know she's acting her fucking ass off. If you're watching something and you hate the villain, acting their ass off. If you love the main character, acting your fucking ass. We should feel an emotion based on the shit you do. You should be like, that motherfucker is a dirty motherfucker, but I like him. Like Lucius Lyon, like,
and that's why
Scar, like,
and something to speak back to what you said earlier, where like if you feel a certain way as in your act, you shouldn't be telling us. You need to show us.
No.
In that show, there's a lot of scenes where it's just one person, so they're just by themselves, so they're just moving around throughout the day, and so that's why I like that show. They're telling you a lot about the characters without.
It also makes the
saying
scene
anything.
riveting.
Yeah,
Because as soon as I tell you my thoughts, then you're watching my actions to support my thoughts that I just told you. So it makes the scene anticipatory. So if I go, ooh, it's cold in here. Then I go around closing windows and shit, right? You're like, well, yeah, because he's cold. So now it makes it boring to watch me close the windows because you know why I'm closing the windows.
Right.
But if I walk in and I make a face and something is wrong, like, damn, did he see something? Was there something? Was there a smell?
Right.
What was it? Then I'm closing windows. The viewer is deducing why I'm closing. Oh, he was cold. Right? Or if I go grab a blanket and snuggle up, and then go close windows, you're like, okay, he was cold. You grab the blanket, fix that. The windows were open. Well, now that I'm closing windows, they were open. Why were the windows open? How long were the windows open? Did something come through them? Is there a fucking something in the house? Like, should we be like, is something out of place? And I shouldn't be walking around closing windows going, I wonder how long the window's been open. Is something out of place? Like, no. And that's a whole nother level and layer. Like, I'm going to assume the audience is smart enough and is tracking this shit and gets it. Here's another thing I'll assume. When you're watching TV now, you can literally go back 10 seconds. And how many people have done that where you're watching a moment, you didn't quite hear something, or you're like, what was that? You bam, go back 10, go back 20, right?
Yep.
Or you watched it and you kind of zoned out and then you heard a big crash on the TV and you're like, what the fuck? And you go back a couple, you're like, oh. So what are we doing spoon feeding the audience something where they can go back and like, nah, man, I'm going to give you I'm giving you as little as I fucking can on the thing. I'll think my thoughts and I'll act them. I'm not saying shit. I'm lost. I can't find it. Where is it? I'm looking for a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like a great storytelling on film that way instead of like saying it, show it. I did want to get your thoughts on because we are comedians. You're a stand-up comedian, international world tour headlining comedian, and one of the greats, as they say, recently dropped one on Netflix. Well, there was two really good comedians that dropped specials recently. One being Kevin Hart, the other being Dave Chappelle. But wanted to see if you watched either one of those and maybe had some thoughts on that. Just looking at the internet, and it's just so funny seeing people comment, especially other comedians comment on other comedians' work. But I watched it and I had my opinion on it. I thought it was
We
funny
talked about this because you had a thread or a Twitter tweet where you're like, "Hey man, y'all shut the fuck up."
pretty much. But we didn't talk about it with.
But now you're in it,
opinionated.
so why are comics sharing their feelings about people's specials? Hey Nate, what's your feelings about the special?
Yeah, negative feelings. I get it. If it's not, I'm on the fence of if it wasn't good.
So you're like, I don't want to hear from you, lousy niggas. I want to hear what Nate thinks.
I want to hear. You as you're a successful comedian. I'm just curious, and I know you're talking to you. I know stories that you hold Dave in a high regard when it comes to active comedians that are still doing it, and from his age, how long he's been doing it, his age, and him still doing it. I'm just curious to like what your thoughts on it was from just your perspective.
I thought it was genius. In that, when you do art, who's to say when it's ready to go? Who's to say when it's perfect? An engineer will sit on a song for years that you're like, this is already a slapper. A painter will still be adding stuff to a paint. You're like, bro, that's ready. Sign that and get it out the door. Let's start from the new, whatever, right? So we're looking at what they was like, that's good enough, let's go. Also, he wanted to get it out at a particular time. He wanted to get it out to where there was a passive, active audience, meaning that they're active, but it's a passive time of the year where there's a lot of sitting around the house. And what can we watch? What can we do? Like, there's a lot of viewership right now. And so it was genius. He did what he needed to do. He did the dance. He gave us Chappelle. You felt the greatness. You felt the level of the expertise in it. You felt the grandiose of the environment. He's relevant. He's been in the game how long that he still is saying stuff that we can even relate to? How long has he been grossly and nastily rich that we can still sit back from our, in comparison, broke ass perspective and enjoy what he's talking about? Like, he's talking about doing comedy in Saudi Arabia. Not only have we not, most people have not been to Saudi Arabia, we damn sure haven't done no art there to see how it's received by their culture. And is it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and how many people, it's intensely rarefied air to have what you do and say get to the point that you're talking about how powerful your voice has gotten and realizing that when you say something, it really resonates and that that's beyond what you expected for it to have gotten to. So you know that now, and then you put this out. You know it's going to meticulously be carved through. You know it's like there's a certain amount of give a fuck and not give a fuck happening all at the same time. Not to mention, it's hard to produce a special. That's not an easy feat. It is not an easy feat to be like, let's shoot in this fucking arena and put this thing together. And the other thing that I noticed, and I'll say this, I said this to someone else, this is a thought that is entirely separate from what he was saying and doing. I heard a lot of interruptions during that show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like, from the rafters, rah, 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 rah. We love you, David.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a point where he's trying to introduce a concept and he literally was like, no, hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
He's responding to a face or a reaction or something that he saw. We didn't even get to see the person's interjection, but we saw that. Also, this special didn't have a lot of showing the crowd laugh.
Didn't have anybody.
If anything, it was just watching him. We didn't know.
I specifically was watching because I was putting together your crowd work joint at the time. So I was like, because we just talked about that when there's a laugh, we should see people laughing for like a special.
It was like none of that.
It was none. It was all Dave.
because it was in the round.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck it. You can see them responding behind you. You can hear it. Fuck that. We're not also going to shoot these niggas.
Yeah.
So that's a choice. Like the amount of choices made to bring us that and that work and that order and that whatever. Like it's literally a cultural feat. It's a phenomenon. So I'm only going to go through that motherfucker with so much of a comb to be like, did I like it? Did I not like it? I thought it was great. I thought he told his stories. He did his thing. He has a way of setting up things so that they can be used later. And in my opinion, he does that with intention. From left to right and from right to left. Right? Like some stuff, they came up with the concept with the funny part of it, and then was like, I'm going to say something so that I'm going to plant a seed for that earlier. And then other times, he just does the shit, and then they're like, yo, you should call what you did earlier back, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a different weight, too, when he does one way or the other. But you got to watch, when you watch Dave Chappelle perform, you got to watch every fucking sentence, every word matters because he's building something unbeknownst to you, you don't know. And I remember, not to try and talk about me in the middle of talking about Dave, but I remember we had a show. It was when I was first flushing out grandfather clocks and what direction I was trying to go and all that. And there was a lady in the crowd. I don't know if you remember. She was like, we get it.
Oh, yeah.
Move on.
I remember that.
Fat white lady back on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped the show, broke the fourth wall, and was like, is it possible that I'm building something here? And I need to make sure that what I'm talking about right now sticks with you guys so that when I get to the next part and this part matters to it, it hits the way I want it to hit. Is it possible that I've done this before and I've moved on when you've told me to move on? And then when I got to the next part, it didn't hit the way it was. And I was like, man, I should have stuck on that a little bit harder. So when I got there, bam. Do you think that after buying a ticket that cost this much and a nigga that's been doing it 24 years that I may on purpose be talking about this beyond your being like, we get it. Shut up and watch the show. And then when I got to the end, guess who gave me a standing ovation? Same lady. I'm like, no, you sit your goofy ass down. Right. So that is due to an attention span. That is due to being like, okay, like whatever you're used to, the indignance of consuming content to tell the creator, like, all right, move on. Like, or you sit right the fuck there and you watch Jackson Pollock sling one more goddamn thing at the corner. You sit right there and you watch Bob Ross do another cloud. You don't be like, nigga, that's enough clouds. Right. You don't sit in front of Martin Luther King like, we get it, nigga, you had a dream. Like, shut the fuck up. Let the art happen.
Right.
Whether I am doing it intentionally or even if I'm fucking doing it because I'm whatever. Sit back, relax, and let me do the shit. Let me do the shit. You bought the ticket. You're in the place to watch it. You already appreciate what I do as a craft. And even if that's not the person you are, you just came because maybe the theater was like, hey, this guy's coming. Give me the respect that there's this many niggas watching me that I know what the fuck I'm doing. And shut up. Sit back, relax, and watch the shit. Let me build it. And that comes with an attention span. It comes with a respect that is actually earned, not given, right? Like, Dave should have the fucking audience at this point that knows what he's saying matters to the next fucking thing. Or it's probably going to button together. The last 5 fucking specials have had something epic in it that was like, oh, that was from blah, 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 right? And then even the pictures and shit bring it all together and show, oh, that was a real story. Or he really was there. Or he's really, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he has earned that. So I was very frustrated in watching the special and seeing people do it to him too, right? To like, he's saying a thing and now he's got to, he wanted to say 1, 2, 3, 4. You had a problem with 3. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, hey, man, no, I'm serious, man. Hear me out. 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, they affected the flow of the way that he was sharing the concept. I don't want to spoil his special, but just know, like, I saw him change. Like, he was saying a statement, and then he had to defend that statement just to get to the next part of the shit. There's a part where he literally is like, hang in there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he knows what he's talking about hasn't had a punch in a second, hasn't had a joke in a second, but it is incredibly important to where he's headed to so that when he gets to that, it's punch, 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 punch. But somebody's attention span, he saw them fading.
Because he asked, he was just like, "Are y'all bored?" I think that's exactly what he said. He asked, "Are y'all bored? Y'all still with me?" And everybody was like, "Yeah." Because I was on the couch like, "Yeah, man, I'm lit."
Right. But there's people in the place he's looking at. I see it on stage too. In the middle of a goddamn song, I'm like, come on now. Let me get through it. Or that lady is the same as what I watched him respond to. And I was like, God damn, the GOAT doesn't have the fucking...
Yeah.
The GOAT, one of the GOATs. He's one of the greatest to do the shit. You don't give him grace?
And a comedian on that level.
A storytelling one that brings callbacks together, and you know that's what it is, and there's genius to you know what you're getting when you get a Dave Chappelle show.
And he gave you enough 10 to 12 second laughs at the beginning of it to kind of like...
slap all the way through it. And he told you, this is about to be the longest fucking closer in comedy.
Yeah.
Get ready, because I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He told you what he's about to do, and then you still didn't give him the grace? That's what I found was frustrating. To me personally, you know what I'm saying? You already done took your phone. Your phone's in a wonder bag. You know what I'm saying? You need to watch him. You need to stare at everything that's going on. Listen to every word. And if you, for some reason, find yourself bored during a moment of a stand-up show, then you need to think about the last thing that made you laugh again. Play it back in your head. But I just thought, I was like, man, like that attention span and the lack of grace that was given to him affected the flow that he wanted to deliver it at and do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I don't think we got full stories. I don't think he finished, he finished a few full stories out. Like, he introduced the thought, it closed out. He introduced the thing, it closed out. But there was a couple where, like, the closeout was the black and white pictures at the end. Because he didn't get to that part. Because the attention span wasn't there. We love you, Dave! Nobody even fucking does that unless, if you're rocking, nigga, there's no room for that thought to, I'm going to yell it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And how many times, somebody just yelled it 5 minutes ago. How many times do you want the nigga to be like, I lay you too, lay you too, lay you? That's how I'll be like, nigga, quit trying to fuck. And shut it down.
Well, those people, I feel like they go to the shows, driving to the show like, I'm going to shout out. Like, they're already, that's their plan.
But they're waiting for a gap to do it in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, you did it in a moment where this nigga created silence for you to think about what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
And now they're thinking about what you just said. You just took them out of the element of the story of the joke. Then when he gets to the punchline, you done fucked it up.
Selfish.
Yeah, it's very selfish, and it's an idiotic thought process to be like, I'm gonna, like, in the middle of this piece, this opus of art. He doesn't have to do this fucking special. He already has this body of work done.
But it's like, but it also look, some people, it's like, when, like, you're going to go see Michael Jackson, like, you're just to some people, you're just overwhelmed with so much, like, oh my God, like, that's, him, that they just can't help themselves. Like, I see it all the time when we go on the road with you. Like, you look at these people looking at you, and I'm like that, chill out, man. That's just, I see you every day. So to me, I'm like, y'all bugging out. But but I get it. That's like, some people just can't.
Which I get, but that shouldn't lead to a blurt. That should lead to, if anything, you're more respectful and quiet.
And you probably pre-gamed and drank before you came to the show.
Yeah, but now you're not even in the right mental space to appreciate what the fuck about to be in front of you anyway. This ain't no goddamn drinking show. This man, there's a way to watch it and to appreciate. Not like you don't go to a Broadway play on that bullshit. You don't go to your child's recital. I love you, Stacey.
I seen that a few times.
I'm just saying, like, there's you don't do that at a funeral. There's a time and a place.
I didn't see some outbursts at some funeral.
Yeah, but even then, it's ridiculous. But that's what I'm saying. There's a time and a place. You don't do that during your grandpa praying over your Thanksgiving food. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm not. You get what I'm saying? There's enough examples of like. But what I'm trying to say is, I felt like it affected the art. And this was one of the few times where I'm watching something of this magnitude and that level of fuckery is affecting the actual performance. He powered through it. He ignored it. He this, he that. But as he's introducing topics, he can see people in disagreements in their face. No, I'm sorry. Let me say my shit. Now, hold on. Let me say my da-da. Like, why are you you're the GOAT. Why is that person the fuck there? Like, and I understand we care about what the people think and how they're receiving the art. And yeah, you can make a face and you can do whatever, but he's affected by it. And that's the other thing is like he did that affect him. He did, based on somebody's face or response, slow down and reiterate before he moved forward because one person, whoever he looked at, whatever he saw, he wanted to win over that person in that moment rather than just the entire audience of millions watching at home, rather than all the hundreds of thousands there. He's like, hang in there, bud. Hang in there, pal. To the one person. Because you saw them fidgeting or you saw them fucking around or like losing interest or whatever. Hey, are we good? Everybody good? Like he's literally checking on the level of attention span that he has with the audience in a show that big. And I didn't like that part. I didn't like that part, but that has nothing to do with Dave. That's just the general public grasping it. And I talked to somebody about this, like, yeah, it's because of the crowd work stuff. Like people want to be, I'm like, no, I have rules to my shit. And people they aren't going nuts at my show screaming out shit. That's rarer than it is more often that happens. Most people are like, we got to respect that he's creating this shit right fucking now. Whatever you get, like it's happening now. Like if you can understand that, cool. Let a moment happen. If I'm fucking thinking or drinking or stirring a drink or something, like on the other end of that, I'm about to give you a payoff for it. As soon as I come out that cup and I'm like, you know what's really funny? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to advance the show with as much laugh as possible. You know, people be like on the last crowd work joint, where your drink at? Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. It's on the way. Like, what are you doing? So say all that to say, I'm giving Dave Special 9 out of 10. Because of that stuff. But those factors aren't necessarily all because of him, but I wanted to see some of those stories come full circle. I didn't understand the point of the Charlie Bonnet story. I think that's how you say his name.
That's the dude who
the best street performer he's ever seen. That he was the one that was supposed to be on Saturday Night Live but couldn't read, so Eddie Murphy got his shot.
He had the joke about what's the best thing crack did.
Yeah, it drove the price of pussy down to $5.
Yeah. I just saw somebody posted that actual set or joke.
Yeah, and you reposted it.
Yeah.
It was at the Apollo.
Uh-huh.
Right. And he's like, this is the best performer to ever fucking do this shit. Okay, watch that set, and now you'll have an understanding better of what Dave thinks is the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't intellectual white thought. It wasn't roasting. It wasn't even mentally compelling.
Right.
You know why crack is good? What's the good thing about crack? Y'all know? I said, what's the best thing about crack? What? Drove the price of pussy down to $5. And then stood around and hit the mic and walked around and $5.
Motherfuckers were standing up.
Yeah. I'll fuck around and give you $10. That's what he said on the way out of the clip. That's what Dave was like, nigga, one of the greatest street performers ever, untouchable. You're like, okay. Awesome. We all have the things that affected us that create how we do our version of the best or whatever. We know when we see something that is new, organic, it is because it changes the waves of comedy. Like I can't act like I'm the first nigga to do crowd work. Never said I was, never said I'll be the last, never said none of that shit. But I'm doing something to where it's making it like an attainable, easy thing to where other people are like, I'm going to add a little bit too. And we can act like I'm not. We can act like, oh, you feeling yourself? No, I'm not. My phone rings and people ask me how I do it. My phone rings and people want me to teach them how to do it. They want me to teach classes. Other people are mimicking it. Other people are doing it. And that's fine. We got to eat. Feed your family. But if somebody asks you what the impetus is from it, don't turn into fucking Jason Bourne.
Right.
You know what? I really like what Nate Jackson's doing. I know when I perform and I'm being watched. Because people are like, this is class. This isn't just stand-up. This is class. Class is in session. You know what I'm saying? I did JFL. Other comics were lined up watching it with their agent. They could have been in the back watching on the TV. No, they're standing in the exit doorway and being like, whoo, studying. So they can then do it. They're the best of their ability. That is what it is. When I go up in LA, bro, I did Nichelle's birthday, Belly Room, Comedy Store. This is the one show in the city where there may be more comics in the room than fucking people to watch the show. I'm talking, it's 30 niggas in the back eating cupcakes, talking shit, eating candy. Like that guy be like, yo, keep it down out here. We can't even hear the fucking show. Like it's a pandemonium in this motherfucker. There's a little spot for 40 people to sit, and then if you ever watch Roast Battle, there's where the judges sit. Mm-hmm. That'd be all comics. Okay, behind that's people to watch the show. On the inside run, comics. On the outside run, comics. And it's just people are going, up next, such and such. And they go up to the stage. You still hear the comics, da-da-da-da-da. They're like, Nate Jackson's next. The whole goddamn room quiet. People are all whoosh, into the room to see what I'm about to do. This is not made up. And I wanted to just be, I'm just going to fuck around. Like, I was like, fuck it, on the spot, I made up the new shit you see me doing about weed.
Yeah.
And crushed.
Good joke.
Look, that was when I first did, a lie. Like, that was insane. Like, there was a black girl, there was a white lady that came to this night. It was a black night. She sat in the front row, and one of the comics did not switch up their material. She was like, my ex cheated on me, broke up with me. After I had to break up with him, cheated on me with a white bitch. With a white bitch, like right in front of the white lady. Like, I was like, what the fuck? She's like, this dumbass white bitch. Like, and the lady's just like, and you in the comedy store, you can go in any room. So the lady's like, am I welcome here? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
10 comics later, I go up and I'm like, yo, ma'am, what is your name? You are a trooper. Because that comic was right in front of your face, being like a white bitch. You know what I'm saying? I said, the room is exploding. The lady's finally able to, yeah, I know, right? Like, she's just relieved. Like, I'm like, nah, you're a real. I dap her up. Like, what are you drinking? Let me get you something. You white bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hilarious. I did my time. Hey, man, thank you. Good night. I come off, dap, 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 hug, dap, dap, clap, dap, 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 hug, clap, dap, dap. And that's what you want from your other people in the industry. You want that. You want that appreciation. But to know, like, I know the room went from we ain't watching to we are. Laugh Factory, crowd work joint. I said no comics allowed. None. 5 still worked their way in there. One was like, yo, that was a master class. Like, he had bought a ticket to come watch it. That was how much of that is already like in the can and how much was made up? I'm like, dog, I'm listening. I'm listening to them, what they respond to. I'm listening to myself. I'll say something and shock myself. Play it back in my head live and crack up some more. Like, I'm stupid as a motherfucker. Like, the fourth wall is not present.
Right.
And so you came to study this. You came to watch this and break this down.
Yeah, because I still think I don't even want to say people, because I always put it into 2 different categories. Normally, when I hear people either complaining or saying, like, that's not good when it comes to comedy, those aren't really, like, fans of comedy. Those are comedians. Either not as successful comedians, bitter comedians. Or,
they don't have that skill set.
Yeah, so they're the ones.
The other thing is, like, when you see anyone that's like, oh, crowd work, or all he does is crowd work, is like, bro, you're so far away from what I do.
Right. So I think people where they're like, it's like, he's not doing anything special. I think people are not getting it. Because when we went to Huntsville at that Levity Live Club, I think you only did 3 shows. But the way you approached them and did them, they were essentially like the way you did it. They were crowd work joints,
basically.
Meaning that for your entire hour and 15, hour and 20 that you were out there, it was some of the best crowd work I've seen. Laughing nonstop, and people are again, when comics are criticizing that, you're not considering the people who are actually sitting down at the show, the people who actually spent the $50, $40, $30 to come see that
75
comedian.
After fees.
75
to
after
where
fees.
I was shocked.
They are disregarding them and how they feel of like, were you entertained? And I guarantee you, every single person who spent the money will be like, yes, for the whole hour and 15 and 20 minutes, like, this was great. Matter of fact, I bought a ticket to the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's
because they know being in the crowd, I'm going to please that crowd.
Yeah.
So you come as a voyeur of it, not a member of the crowd, and how are you not?
Right.
And that's why the viewers of these crowd work joints, they are watching it as if they're a part of the crowd.
Yeah.
They are upset at the girl that's in the last one.
Yeah. People were the comments, the one black chick you got, I was going back and forth with at the last crowd work joy. People were that she became I would say a character,
but fixture, a callback.
Exactly.
Yes.
But it was like that's part of your process when you go about it and how you create that, how everybody's just entertained throughout the entire thing.
And it's a cohesion. It's not just me on stage and you watching me.
Yes. And that's not, if anybody watching this or thinks that that's easy, okay, go ahead. It's already hard enough to sit here and think about actual jokes, writing them out, and then training them and trying them to see if they work consistently and then putting like an hour, that's already hard enough. If you think going up there unprepared is easy, you're crazy. And that's in anything, whether you're giving speeches or when it comes to public speaking, going up unprepared, not really knowing what you're going to say, you're just kind of basing it off of just what people are telling you or their answers. That is not easy. I don't care who you are. And if you think that's easy, well, then why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, and I think that if you're going to compare crowd work to crowd work and go apples to apples, I think I'm different in that regard. I think that is a difference maker. Like, I know, like, some of the greatest crowd work comics, Don Rickles. Don Rickles is walking around through the crowd with canned responses. It's just a different show for each crowd. But he's if there's a fat guy, he says his fat guy joke, right? Chris Spencer's great at that. Tony Rock is fucking really good at crowd work, at just being live and in the moment. And it's not anticipated. He's not going after canned shit. Tony Rock is fantastic. If you guys don't know, go watch Tony Rock. He's now posting clips. But like Patrice had an agenda. Patrice's agenda was to get his point across in a street philosopher way, to take a concept and then re-explain it for the culture, and then take that and then explain it right back to the room. And in that process, somebody might look like a dumbass compared to his level of intellect. But he's trying to prove a point. And then interacting to be like, so what do you do? So I'm the only one. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's just, it's an appeal. It's appealing to the audience to support the point that he's already trying to make. I'm literally being like, what's your name? What do you do? And trying to find the funny in a motherfucker's life and connect it all together. That's different. Robin Harris didn't even do that. You watch Robin Harris do crowd work and go around and kill. Robin is destroying at the comedy act. Exetta Harris. What's the comedy? God damn it!
This was the
comedy act.
I think it
Comedy Act Theater.
Yeah, they talked about it in that documentary.
Michael Williams produced it for years. It's where Faison Love, AJ Johnson. It's where all of them were casted and everything. Robbie Reed had a table all the time. Tiny Lister was just the big nigga that was going to the show. Like, it's where Friday got casted out. It's where Ice Cube went and got, like, this room.
Guy Torrey said that was the room that inspired Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah. So I was given the Robin Harris Excellence Award by his wife after he passed. And they were giving him out every few years to different comics that they saw as rising stars. The Robin Harris Rising Star Award of Excellence from Exetta Harris and Spike and all the this stuff I know what I'm talking about. Robin was working that crowd. He was fucking masterful to watch work. If you've never seen him before, you'd be like, what the fuck? If you saw him every single week, you'd be like, what the fuck? But you're now hanging on to like a new moment, a new thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's some of that. You've seen me so much that you know, all right, I'm turning the camera off and walking off because now he's not doing the shit no more. Or, you know, there's a couple responses I got that are a little canny right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know when it's time to edit it, you're like, well, obviously, nigga, that's not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's that. But 98% of this shit, if I'm fucking with them, it is straight. What do I got in front of me, and how can we level this to something we can all laugh at? So it's different in that regard.
And it's exactly what you said. What we can all laugh at, meaning the people in the room. Sometimes because of clips that go out or your specials that these comics put out, sometimes I feel like comedy really, if you think, is meant for the people in the room. So when you do your crowd work joints, you could watch them. There's always like a, you know, I'll watch people leave the show, and then the characters that became a part of the show, I see the fans like, you was Sally with the big lips. And
they famous on their way out.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
hey, Big Keisha.
So it's like everybody who was sitting in that, you know, showroom or, you know, club room, it's like that was for us and everybody in the room, not necessarily the people outside. Even when you watch it, the energy was just different. The vibes were just different. You know what I mean?
Live is better.
Yeah.
But I'll say, like, when I watch clips of Mojo was doing it similar, and I'm not saying similar like, oh, I feel mimicked. I'm saying like he literally is talking to the audience, and whatever the fuck is going on with them is what ends up getting made fun of. Tony Rock is that same way. And you just got to understand, like, Tony Roberts is my favorite comic. Pound for pound, joke by joke, how fast he's rapid fire with destroying rooms, songs, dancing, tearing up shit, tearing up the stool. The act outs are just amazing. He's saying the funniest way of saying a thing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, if you try to get back with your ex, you got a better chance of putting poop back in your butt. Nigga, do you know how funny that is to call poop? He could have said shit, ass. He chose poop butt. Like the way he just like poop. And now you're just walking around the back of the room being like, nigga, poop back in your butt. Like you got to think like, so you just going to slide a turd back in your ass? Right. Like, or the fact that he's like, that's harder than, it's harder than putting a piece of shit back in your butt. Like now you're thinking about failing. Like this is a messy, dirty net. And he's already, this nigga 10 sentences past that. And your mind is still, he's hilarious, dog. Comes to the club, I go up, host freestyle, whatever, bring him up, come on, or bring up his opener, come back, and then he's like, nigga, I don't know how you do that shit. Like, what? Nigga, you just killed and you just right now on the spot. I'm like, nigga, you're the funniest nigga alive. What are you fucking talking about, Tony? I don't give a fuck if you do the same set twice. It is still the funniest goddamn set in the world. He's like, nigga, it's different. And that's him. So for somebody to be in the goddamn back of a comedy room or a comic watching online being like, I'm going to write it up. Is crazy. Not only that, you broke any fucking way. You haven't found your lane with your material. Let alone to find it and then disregard it. God forbid I found a way to make it in this motherfucker and then to turn around and try to help other people and to throw a rope back, an olive branch. To put people on the road that have needed a break, to put people on stages and provide opportunity. Like, I don't have to do shit. I could literally run my career and not give out no motherfucking love. None. I don't have to. It's insane. But nah, I throw overlooked. I take people to Moon Tower. I take people to JFL. I put people on stage, give them opportunities that weren't possible. I do gigs and put other comics, give them credits. I bring a national production like Heart of the City to my area and then put comics on that and give them their first credits. I put people on stage. I'm feeding families every fucking weekend with a headliner and support work. I'm providing an open mic that takes an L every goddamn week so people have a platform to work on. I let them film so they can post their shit and move the needle and perform. I got people around me helping with remedial tasks and then writing and trying to get better at their craft and giving them an OG to aspire towards, which I never even had. Like the level of shit I'm being like, let's make sure and let's include and let's do this and let's include and let's do this and let's uplift and let's teach. I'm doing fucking festivals and leading classes and having Twitch in that bitch and have like, bruh, having my manager come to the state to talk to a room full of, we don't know you niggas, is like, there's a lot people just don't get or see to then be like, well, I'm going to critique this or critique that or whatever. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Like you just get to the point where you're like, hey, man, what you talking about?
One day, somebody going to give you your roses.
That's, nigga, they're so due. My clothing line is called that. I was like, what? Niggas give me a stem. They'll give me a rose petal. But nobody actually gives this shit for real.
Speaking of.
Well, shout out to Kev on stage for finally. Kevin, thank you. I didn't ask for it, but goddamn, you was acting like Jason Bourne around this motherfucker. There's a chapter of his book where he just finally says everything and says what's up to how, whatever. And I was never asking for it, but it was like, is there something I did, nigga, that you are ignoring a 5 to 6 year part of your entire growing up as a comic? You want to seem like you came out of nowhere? Just that nobody contributed to that's impossible. That's not how this works. It's impossible. Even a boxer is like, nigga, I first learned my combos from this person. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to pop out as a heavyweight champion and nobody has no history of fights that you did? Huh? Who are your OGs? Who inspires you? Who did you watch? Who gave an opportunity to young you before you could provide them to other people? And every time it was like nothing, or I did it myself or whatever. And finally, like he gave a little bit in one place and a little bit in another and a little bit in another. Finally. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was, before hearing it or hearing about it or whatever, I was like, man, I don't even give a fuck, man. This is what it is. But when listening to it, when you get your roses that are overdue or due or whatever, even if they're unwarranted, there is something to me like, man, thank you. I appreciate that. Wasn't asking for it. Wasn't even really feeling like chopped liver either, but it just I was just sitting there listening. I'm like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Because it did happen. It's part of the path. It's part of my journey. It's part of your journey. It's where the paths cross, where we'll always work together and again and all that stuff. And so it was fun to hear and see. And it was also a treat because at no point was he like, hey, is it cool if I, or hey, I'm about to, or I just saw you a heads up, I'm about to. Like, none of that. No, neither would I have been like, nah, nigga, don't. Or make sure you do this and that. Like it's completely organic on his own. He did a thing. I am a chapter. And I listened to the audiobook part of it. Fucked me up. Didn't know what was happening. My sister was like, 2 of my members of my cohort for this thing said that you are a full chapter of this book, and they had no idea that you and Kevin even had crossed paths at any point. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know. I'm not the person running around banging my chest about everybody that I fucking touched and did whatever in comedy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Touched is a weird way to say that, but like that, anything I've had a hand in or whatever. So that's why anybody's shocked to be like, but at the end of when all this shit is said and done, and it started to come out with it, when you see national touring comics on stage at the club being like, nigga, this is the best club in the country.
Yeah, I like seeing those.
Unwarranted.
Videos. I like that.
When you see T.I. put his special out, and in the special, it shows him on stage in different places and shit, and you see Super Funny in his... Okay? When you hear Kev talk about his startup in comedy and how Super Funny, bam. When you see people talk about how they got to Montreal and all these different things and opportunities that started and whatever, and you see, and it's like, there's just a little seed there, little seed there, little seed there, little seed there, little seed there. You start to be like, damn, comedy is different because that nigga did stuff. You can start to see it. And I'm not doing it because I'm like, it's part of legacy. It's just part of it, and it is what we should do. It's what we should do. If you should do that. I'm a Q dog. Uplift is our 4th cardinal principle. You should lift as you climb. Lift as you climb. If I go to another level, we all fucking level up. If I'm making more money, we all are going to see more goddamn money. Like you lift as you climb. You uplift those around you. They should uplift you too. My life should be easier because of the people in close proximity to me. And there should be vice versa. We should all make each other better. So, yeah. I'm just looking at the different things or whatever, and it's like I'm low-key tooting a horn nobody asked me to toot, but humbly, it is nice to see when somebody can just be real about that having been the way. You know what I'm saying? You didn't just get to Montreal out of nowhere. I didn't just get to Montreal on my own. Kevin Hart threw me a fucking olive branch. I didn't just get to Montreal. Facebook threw me an olive branch in accordance with Mike Falzone and Nick Brazow, who's in charge of talent for JFL to let it all happen. Like, I didn't just go meet Martin Lawrence, Tamara Goings, Jenny Kim, the people at Innovative, and that's where it's like, yeah, these people matter to the game. And I'm thankful. I didn't just get good at the improv. I grinded with Spike Thompson and D-Ray and everybody to make that a thing where it's like, man, okay, now it makes sense for me to get a set. You know what I'm saying? Rather than like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same goes for everything. Like, and we should lift as we climb. I'm not just on at the Laugh Factory. I'm on at the Laugh Factory for X, Y, and Z reasons. I appreciate Pookie Wigginton for him being like, yes. And Lonnie for being like, yes. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if I just keep posting the Laugh Factory and acting like it's my club out of nowhere, people will be like, hold up, man. It's okay for them to take offense to being like, nigga, why you acting like that wasn't our show? You know what I'm saying? How many clips you gonna post of you on stage at the Laugh Factory and not say it was Chocolate Sundays before they're like, bruh, can you tag us? What the fuck? Right? People, it's only so many times your cameraman gonna shoot you and you going crazy viral, nigga, and they don't say it's them. You know, if you ask that, you're in everyone if you want. Nigga, you're the one that posted. You could easily be like shot by a Trent. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas that have shot years of viral content for people and the creator does not tag their people. and they're upset.
Yeah, I even I don't know. I feel different about that because even like your crowd work joints, like I know in the past, like whoever's edited them or directed them, like they put their name, which is
Man,
cool. I get
they've
it.
shown themselves in shots.
Right, it's cool. I get it, but I'm
an Easter egg.
I go now. It's just NJE production. Crowd work joint, Nate Jackson.
You could put your name, nigga. You did it.
I know,
but the point is, but you want to be appreciated for different sets of shit. So
yeah, and it's more like at the end of the day, it's when I don't know what anybody else, but at the end of the day, like Nate, this is like your hard work, whether it's finance, talent, the art, funny, all of that. Like it's really all you.
No, I hear you.
I mean, like
I hear you. I'm listening to you. But if you've ever watched a movie, it don't just be like Tyler Perry Studios. Ta-da!
Sure.
It's that goes by first pretty big, and then you see every actor that played everything and everybody that contributed to it and all of that, right? And that shit matters to their careers because they're like, I did this thing, they get credits for it, blah, 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 blah. And I know it affected you because...
That's different. That's different. We talking...
Nah, fuck that. I don't need to be credited on these little punk-ass crowd work joints, but for the Netflix special, it's like, duh, what am I, Joe? Living? Nah.
Yeah, I was talking to this girl and I told her I helped shoot the
yeah.
She said, "Oh, watch it, you liar!" I see her fucking name right there, so I had to pull it up and hit pause. No, you see, I'm standing right there.
There I am in the corner. That's me.
Then I had to go to the Breakfast Club interview to like, you see,
yeah. But, where I said, yeah, man, they short. You had to,
yeah, I had to cue that up.
But there's talent that doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
They go on Breakfast Club and don't be like, oh, man, you know what? I want to make sure I shout out, da-da-da-da. Like, I go out of my way. And so I don't know how we got to this point, but, like, uplifting as we climb is a major thing I think about in a regular. Like, I think about an opportunity to go, okay, cool. How can this benefit me first? Okay. How can it benefit the team? Okay. How, once I'm in this opportunity in this space, can I share it in some capacity? Because we all got to eat. We all are like, it moves the needle for what all of comedy is. How can I this? How can I that? And with that said, we're going to wrap up because I know we're probably either at or way over time. But just know, Super Funny Comedy Jam that I've been talking about, we're in pre-production for it. That's happening. We are procuring and finding talent. We are doing the production side of how it's shot, where it's shot, all that, like all that stuff, what it looks like, all that is already... We're rolling now. Last week in February, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of that week, we'll be shooting Super Funny Presents. There will be 30 comics taping, maybe 32. And it is essentially the return of Def Jam, but through our lens. It's exciting stuff. And from that, Super Funny Presents will come after that, where we produce half-hour specials for the comics that stand out from that. From Trenton. Trenton's the only person slated for a Super Funny Presents right now. Maybe some of the openers from the Super Funny tour, based on if we just compare what content that they have out to what content they would put on that, because you don't want to put your jokes in multiple places. Like, it should be unique stuff. Talk to me that.
Yeah, just let us know where you're going in January.
Bet. So one of the most important things I want to pin and I want to make sure people are aware of is that I am doing. I took a few comedy clubs that I would not have done. Australia is getting rescheduled. Trust that Australia is getting rescheduled. But the Irvine Improv, I'm going to be doing the Irvine Improv. That's a big club. It's a beautiful area. I'll be doing the Irvine Improv on.
Oh, I don't think that's on. I didn't see that on your website yet.
It's not on there?
Mm-mm.
All right, well, we'll get that on there today. But I'm doing the Irvine Improv. I'm doing the Cincinnati Improv, or the Cincinnati Improv for Valentine's Day weekend, which is a big deal because Valentine's Day this year is on a 3-day or a 4-day weekend, so people can really come out and truly enjoy themselves with their lady and who they love. You can come out each night with a different lady and spoil them all if that's how you get down. But we have January 10th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First things first is when does this come out? This episode.
This will come out on.
We just put this shit out. Fuck it.
Yeah, we'll put it out on Monday.
Okay, so then I'm headlining Super Funny Sunday, but that will have happened by the time this comes out. Is what it is. Okay, guys, you missed it. January 10th, Pittsburgh, Cleveland is the weekend of January 29th through 31st. Fort Lauderdale is February 5th. There are 2 shows on a Thursday night. Then we have Tampa Funny Bone for the rest of the weekend, Friday, Saturday. Then the Cincinnati Valentine's Day stuff. Then Milwaukee, February 19th, 2 shows on that night. Waukee, Iowa, and Omaha, Nebraska. These are shows that had to be rescheduled from the taping, the filming, and so now we're going to be able to come and we're going to do these. Columbus, Ohio, at the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio, is on March 13th. There's going to be quite a few Ohios. Richmond Funny Bone in Richmond, Virginia, that'll be April 2nd through the 4th. Then one that I'm very excited about, and I'm not even going to hold you. I'm very excited. April 10th through the 12th, I'm going to be at Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona. That is the biggest comedy club in America. I think it is 550 or 660 seats or something like that. So I'm very excited. We've always had great times in Phoenix. We performed there twice in the round. We also went and did Tempe an hour away. And so I won't be coming to Tempe this time. So if you're in Tempe or you're anywhere else in Arizona, this is where you're going to have to catch me on April 10th through the 12th at Stand Up Live. It's a beautiful club. Trent, when I tell you this club is fucking beautiful, it's massive.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures right now.
It's a comedy club where from the stage, the people look like an ocean of humans. And it's just a comedy club, right? It's right downtown Phoenix in a great location. And then we'll go over into Tennessee and do Chattanooga and Nashville and Knoxville through May 1st.
Yeah, 550. You were right.
So, but that's not. I said 550. Then I say up to 660. Okay, so they can say 550 all it wants to.
Yeah, it does say around.
Around, yeah. When I mean people trying to get in somehow, they don't mean no more line outside. Okay, they adding seats and holding shit up, opening up other areas and turning little beverage stations into more seating, and like they get it done. So I'm excited to do Phoenix, truly excited to do Phoenix. This is one of those things where if you look at my calendar and you don't see your city on it, just come to Phoenix. If you needed to hear that, here you go. If you're like, man, he's not coming to New York, come to Phoenix. It's going to be freezing fucking cold in New York. Don't you want to come get out of that and get in some warmth? Come on out. Well, by April, it'll still be cold. You'll still be able to see your breath, but not in Phoenix. You'll be like, this shit nice. So it won't be too hot. It'll be right. It's gonna be great. So if you live anywhere in the country or the world and you're like, I want to see you, I've always wanted to see, I recommend coming to Phoenix. Let's do that big. The other thing that isn't on here yet that I am trying to lock in and have finalized, if we're going to do it at all, we need to do it or not do it. But for my birthday this year, August 14th, it lands on a Friday night, to either do the Friday or the Saturday of my birthday weekend and also the Super Honey Festival. But the main thing is for us to do the Tacoma Dome. You're talking about dreams of a little fat kid from Lacey. That's one. And we only got to sell 6,000 seats to do the smallest configuration to be in there. At that number, it doesn't make sense to do. You're like just doing it to do it. But I think with marketing and doing it right, that we can get way more people than that. And you just hit the tipping point where it just feels like everybody gotta go. You know what I mean? There's just a point where it's like, yo, our guy from our city is doing this thing. Who wants to miss that? Nah, nobody in from here. There's never been a performer at the Tacoma. I don't think at the Tacoma Dome that is a Tacoma person. Joe Coy, but Joe really started in Vegas. He's from Tacoma, so I think that counts because everybody that loves him and knew him from high school or whatever, and all the way up to then is like, yo, let's go see Joe. We fucking I get that. So I won't be the first one. I'll remove that Soulja Boy ass flag, but it's a big fucking deal, man. I don't even know if Joe did the Tacoma Dome. I want to say he did because I feel like everywhere that I've done, he's already been. But I think he might have done ShoWare Center, and I think he might have done Climate Pledge. But we're going to do the Tacoma Dome. And so if it's in August, okay. If it's later, September or October, whatever. But this year I want to take that on because I feel like had Emerald Queen listened to me and adhered to what I said when we did it last year, we could have sold out 2 shows, maybe even 3, and they had a 2,400 seater. That would have been 4 times 3 is 12 and 6, so that's 7,200 people that we could have had in 3 shows, and we didn't get to do it because they said we don't have parking. But they're telling me that at the same time and that they're adding shows for Nikki Glaser and adding shows for Tom Segura and giving out tickets to the added show. I'm like, why would you do that when I've been sold out 4 months and you have 500 inquiries to my tickets a day? I can't make people make the right decision. So having a sold out show, a win at home, cool, it's a good look. But I would like to see this Tacoma Dome dream become an actualized thing. The conversation about it quickly turned into, do you want to do your special there? And then turn back from that because of the amount of expenses it turns into, which doesn't make any sense. You're going to do a show. We're going to set up cameras. We're going to shoot it. Why does the venue cost more? What? They're just taxing. We need more money because you filmed this evening.
No, like what y'all basic?
Nothing is different.
Price to rent it.
The same lights are on,
Right.
the same, but you don't have to do nothing new and special. Like, oh, these niggas filming, tax them. It's crazy. So when they start talking about that kind of shit, you know right away. I was like, man, my next special will fuck around, be at Super. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around. We'll see how big we can get Super Funny Comedy Jam to look. But right now, it looks like it's gonna be shot big as shit. It's gonna be really, really nice. And there's some really nice specials that have been shot in comedy clubs as of late. One, for example, is Matt Rice's Christmas Crowdwork joint. That's the Tempe Improv. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Martin Amini has a special shot at a comedy club. Paul Mooney shot a special at the Laugh Factory. Looks great. How you shoot it matters. And so we got the team to do that, and this is gonna be fantastic. So anyway, look out for that stuff. I'm excited about it. Thank you for the people that listened to this all the way in full. If you did, leave a comment with either the word carrot or leave an emoji carrot so I know you made it to the end.